Okay, I got the holster here. It's all stitched up. Oh, let me get some light. It's all stitched up. And I've done some wet molding on it. That's, ooh. And you see it sticks out a little bit on the bottom. That's because this is a 5-inch blue gun and it's for a 4-inch gun. So, you know, the gun's going to sit in a little bit the way I like to do it. That helps to protect the muzzle. But you can see how it's coming along. And the retention strap's going to fit over like that. There's going to be a snap here. And it's going to be in the cocked and locked position. And then this piece is going to go around the front. And I'll put the concho on it and get it all, you know, all nicely finished and shiny and stuff. And it'll be beautiful. Well, like I said, I wet molded this to fit the gun. Well, I guess saying wet molded really isn't what I should say. I should say I wet formed it just to get the leather to fit around the gun form a little better. You see how that fits right in there. I'm going to leave it like that for a while and let it dry. In the meantime, I'm working on the belt. Now y'all remember this end, that's the end I skived. Well, before I glue the two halves together, I like to dye this end and the corresponding end on the other piece. Usually this is the part that I just, I don't put on video, and that is the gluing of the belt because it's tedious as hell. I just take my contact cement and go along a little bit at a time, spreading glue on both halves. Usually I got music or something playing, but even though my videos are not monetized, YouTube still don't like that. My videos aren't monetized, so there's no problems with copywriting, no commercials, and actually I do these videos just to, I don't know, maybe it'll help somebody at starting out in leather work. Give me an idea, because I know, you know, I watch videos on leather work and somebody will come up with something that I haven't thought of, and I'll go, hey, that's a good idea, let me try that. So like I said, I'm going to finish spreading this glue. It's contact cement, so there's no hurry. Once it gets tacky, then I stick the two sides together. And then that's it for the night. So I'm going to leave the holster overnight and let it dry, and I'm going to leave the belt overnight to let it dry, and then get back to work on it again tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off and turn the music back on. So see y'all next time. Well, got them glued together. I've got one piece of leather glued to another piece of leather. Uh-oh, the end's uneven. Yeah, that's okay, I'll cut that blank. But on this end, you can see where it's pre-colored, because another thing I found, that after you stitch that, it can actually bend back, and you can see a little bit of undyed leather in there, and that's unsightly. But you can see the way that inner piece kind of blends into this piece. I like that look better. Just a preliminary little I guess preview of it. That's the buckle I'm using, and that is a massive buckle. Now if you compare it to mine, it's a bit bigger. That's going to be a really nice massive belt. It's going to use the same color hardware as the snap and other hardware I'm using on this one, and it'll really go well with that concho. This is going to be the belt keeper. I've already got some of it pre-worked, and again I skived the end on this end and on this end. That's so when it's folded over and stitched, which will be done after all the tooling and die work's done, this part will be about the same thickness as this part, so it won't have a big thick lump of leather there. That's the idea. Even though this is a double layer belt and it's 2 layers of 9 ounce, it's going to be a heavy belt. I tried to reduce the chances of having a big lump of leather in one spot, and that'll help. Okay, it'll fit right in this area. What if I could do it this way? And just kind of wedge it in. Like I said, it's going to be all stitched and tooled and stuff, but this is kind of like a dry fit to see how everything fits together before I go any further on it. Because not only do I want it to be functional, I want it to look good too. I mean, if people can get stuff that's pure function, then they wouldn't be getting custom leather. They can just go out to their local, like a local gun shop or wherever, and just pick up something off the shelf. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But if you want to take the time and have the patience to get custom leather, then really it needs to look good too. Glad I learned how to work a screwdriver when I was a youngster. Not that it looks like I can exactly work on right now. Yeah, it's getting late. Anyway, see, I'm going to punch the holes and trim the end on that one, and that's going to fit into this keeper like that. And of course the buckle will be on the outside. But I'm going to let the glue dry overnight, and then sand the edges of the belt the belt to make sure it's completely even the entire length of the belt. Then cut it to length, do all the tooling and punch all the stitch holes and all that on it. And then my wife is going to do all the stitching on the belt for me.
Yay!
She's wonderful that way. But you want to talk about something tedious as hell. Like I tell people, if you want to learn how to stitch leather, stitch a belt. By the time you're done, you'll be a pro. Like I said, that's going to dry overnight. This is going to dry overnight. And I'll get back to work on it tomorrow. So, good night, and I'll see you next time.